Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Dan Yergin. I want to welcome you to the Council on Foreign Relations meeting with Laurent Fabius, the Foreign Minister of France.
France will chair next year, in December 2015, the great international conference about climate change. In fact, I'm not speaking about climate change. I'm speaking more about climate disruption, because it's real disruption. And it's not for 2100, it's for now. Yesterday there was a demonstration in the streets, and it was very chic, because I was with Mr. Ban Ki-moon and Al Gore and the new mayor of New York. But what was important is that there were a lot of people and showed the world. And I think the awareness of the problem of climate disruption is more and more acute. A few years ago, there were discussions about is it real from a scientific viewpoint, does it exist or not? I'm not a specialist, or I was not a specialist, but I had to become, because if I want to chair the conference next year, I want to know what it is about. And my belief is very clear. It's an enormous problem, not for the day after tomorrow, but for now. Not only because of environmental problems, but because if we don't do things, it will change in the worst way a lot of things. Economy, migrations, risks of war, and therefore we have to act. It will change in the worst way a lot of things. Economy, migrations, risks of war, and therefore we have to act. And Ban Ki-moon had a very good formula. Somebody asked him, well, Mr. Secretary General, is it possible to have Plan B? And he answered, there's no Plan B because there's no Planet B. Is it possible to have Plan B? And he answered, there's no Plan B because there's no Planet B. And I think this one is exactly. And I asked him the permission to borrow the formula because it's not only an excellent one, but very true. Now, what do we expect for next year? There will be intermediate steps. This week is Climate Week, and it's probably why we have chosen this subject today. And tomorrow you will have in UN a lot of presidents, prime ministers, more than 100, a lot of CEOs, a lot of governors, and it means that there is a growing awareness. Okay, it's a catastrophe for all a series of things. It's a catastrophe for all a series of things. And therefore, as citizens, it's a real challenge. And each of us in our different positions, we have to consider what we can do. Obviously, and we were discussing it, you have to combine ideal and reality, because we are doing with real things. But I think this challenge is probably one of the greatest one, which is proposed to us, ideal and reality, because we are doing with real things. But I think this challenge is probably one of the greatest one, which is proposed to us,